G'day everyone, Sarah here. Just a quick video today. I apologise in advance for the crap quality. I just want to get this done quickly. A friend's just asked me a question and it's just quicker to talk than to type, and I know I'm going to get this question a lot in the future as well, so thought I'd answer it in a video. The question was, she's thinking about giving up dairy and she wants to know what alternatives there are. So there's a million different vegan milks to choose from. So I'll just talk about what I did. I actually gave up dairy before I went vegetarian for ethical reasons, for health reasons. I had problems with mucus all my life and acne all my life, but it's more for the mucus. I had blocked sinuses, blowing my nose a million times a day my whole life, and I read that, you know, I always knew not to have dairy if you had a cold, but then I heard that was an old wives' tale, and, you know, then when I read it in a book that it creates more mucus, I decided to trial giving it up. So I did, and my sinuses cleared straight away, and my acne that I'd battled with my whole life went away as well. So I've been off the dairy for a long time. I'd still have it occasionally if it was in ingredients and stuff like that before I went vegan for ethical reasons, but I've been pretty much dairy-free for nearly 4.5 years now. So that's a good move for me. So I first switched to oat milk. I was off the soy as well for health reasons. I know people say there's nothing wrong with it. Of course, the soy companies are going to put out studies saying that, or pay scientists to say that. I don't go off any studies or research. I go off my experiences, and I know that it affected my menstrual cycle, so I wasn't having soy milk either. But yeah, soy milk, even though it does mess with your hormones, even if it's organic and GMO free, which it needs to be, you know, if you are going to have soy milk, have GMO free organic soy milk. But even that will mess with your hormones, and I have had a nutritionist tell me that. And I know from experience as well. So, but yet still going to be healthier than dairy. Dairy has 84 active hormones in it when it's raw and organic, straight from the cow's tit. So, and then there's all the hormones they pump the cows with and things like that, the antibiotics and everything. You know, you do not want to touch dairy at all. So if you're doing it in baby steps to switch to soy, you're still going to be healthier, but it's not something you want to have a lot of long term. But I went to oat milk because that was kind of the next creamiest, the same texture. I was still drinking coffee at the time, and it went all right in coffee. It took me probably about 3 weeks for my taste buds to adjust to that slight different, more watery flavour. But the oat milk was good, and it does have some gluten in it. So my friend Kate, she was also thinking about giving up gluten after I explained to her that it does block nutrient absorption, so it can affect your iron levels, or all of your nutrient levels really. So, but I don't think the amounts are as high in oats as what there are in wheat, and with oat milk it's mainly water, so it would probably only be small amounts of gluten. So if you're just doing things in baby steps, yeah, after soy milk, oat milk's sort of the next one I would recommend going to. Then after, I think it was 9 months later, I decided to go gluten-free strictly, and I gave up the oat milk, and by then I was ready to switch to rice milk. Going just straight to rice milk in coffee, you know, it is a lot more watery than the creamy milk that you might be used to, but you just put a bit less coffee, which is good for you as well, so that the coffee's not as strong. Like a black coffee is a lot stronger than a white coffee, so if you're having more watery milk in it, you know, you just put a bit less coffee so it's not as strong, which is a good way to cut down on the caffeine as well, which is also no good for your health. And it also, caffeine flushes your body, so you know, your body cannot stay hydrated no matter how much water you drink if there's caffeine in the system, because it just flushes all the water out of the body. It also flushes out all your nutrients. So if you're trying to up your iron levels or something like that, mine are high, by the way. Since going vegan, they were low before going vegan. You want to cut out gluten and caffeine for that reason. So yeah, rice milk was the one I liked the best. I don't like the taste of almond milk personally, but you can get it pretty cheap now in Australia. It used to be mega expensive, so try it if you like it. Everyone's different. And coconut milk is also very yummy, of course, so that's another alternative for the milk. For vegan cheese, I'd recommend making your own. There is a really, really yummy one called Big Gusto, which is even yummier than actual cheese. That's quite expensive. And then some of the other vegan cheeses, you know, that they've got ingredients that are no good for your health either. So, but yeah, like I said, you know, with all of these vegan alternatives, they're still healthier than the actual animal product. So you're still going a step in the right direction if you use the alternatives, and they can be great for transitioning. Yeah, like dairy cheese is very, very high in saturated fat, the worst thing you can put in your body. It's also got concentrated levels of casein, the type of protein that's linked to cancer in so many studies. The China study, you should read that book. So cheese is by far the worst thing you can put in your body, and it is addictive, so it's the one thing that sometimes some people have trouble giving up. And I recommend people give up dairy before they give up meat. It is a crueler industry. If you're doing it for ethical reasons, and yeah, same if you're doing it for health reasons, get off the dairy first, because I find people who go vegetarian, they think they're doing enough by not eating the meat, and then, you know, they're still having all this dairy, which is making their health worse, and then people think, oh, you can't give up meat because you get low in iron. Yeah, of course, if you're clogging up your body with extra dairy and gluten and things like that. So, and then vegetarians, they get addicted to cheese and never really, they can take a long time to make that step from vegetarian to veganism, because of the cheese being addictive, and it messes with the chemical in your brain. So, yeah, get off the dairy first, and then when you're ready to give up the meat as well, you can do that down the track. So yeah, that's cheese. There's so many recipes. You can buy books. Like I've got a recipe I can share that's from the Uncheese book for melting mozzarella. It goes great on pizzas, and you can get gluten-free pasta as well. Yeah, so, and yeah, if you just use Google, like you can get all the information you need off Google. If you Google, you know, mozzarella vegan cheese or whatever type of cheese you want, Google recipes for it. Heaps of recipes, so it's cheaper and healthier to make your own. And then what other dairy is there? Yogurt, coconut yogurt tastes heaps better. Just get that. And then ice cream. Oh my God, like you can make the healthiest ice creams as a vegan. Like, you can just get ripe bananas, brown spotty bananas, put them in the freezer, like get the skin off first and put them in a container or something so they don't get too much frost, and then chuck them in a blender, any type of blender, Blendtec. If you've got a juicer, there's juices that you can put it through with a different connection on it that comes out like soft serve ice cream, and eat that. Like if the bananas are ripe before you freeze them, it's going to be so sweet. You don't need to add anything. There's heaps of information out there. So the other thing, alternatives for gluten. So you can get gluten-free bread. You might have to give up your sandwiches because it tastes like crap when it's, you know, not toasted. So for toast, gluten-free bread is great. You know, the real health, if you're going like all preservative-free and going really healthy, those ones, they're just not good for sandwiches. So, you know, you can get some gluten-free wraps or something like that in place of sandwiches. You know, you just get used to it. Like it, you know, it's not going to be soft. Things are going to be a little bit different textures, a little bit different flavours, but you get used to it. Your taste buds only take a few weeks to change. And gluten-free pasta is fine. There's one that Canara sells. If you're a local Sunshine Coast person, you can go to Canara and get one that I think it's made out of quinoa, but it's spelt Quina. Well, not sure if it's spelt with Q. It doesn't look like quinoa when you see the word. So it's got quinoa, and I think quinoa, rice and spinach or something like that. That's a really yummy one. Corn pasta is great as well. So, and you get gluten-free pizza bases. You can get gluten-free everything. It's a big craze for gluten-free. So, you know, you might just need to, like even the big chain supermarkets have everything gluten-free. It's just a matter of becoming aware of it and checking labels, and you'll see it when you're looking out for it. But yeah, all the health food shops you can get all this stuff at as well, and always lots of vegan food available at health food shops. So, you know, it does take some habit changes, changing where you shop. I also recommend getting your fruit and veg from the farmers markets because it's fresh, and if you're getting your food from a big chain supermarket, it's going to have no nutrients in it. So, you know, fruit and veg does have adequate levels of iron and all the nutrients. My blood test results are proof of that. But I'm eating it fresh. I'm not buying stuff that's been picked unripe, put in a cold room for years and then gassed. You know, it's not going to, if it tastes like shit, it's not going to have any nutrients. So, yeah, just changing some habits because your health is worth it, you know. You need energy to make the most out of life. So make those changes. So I hope that helps. Give me the thumbs up if you liked this. Subscribe, post comments and questions below. And yeah, let's get the health message out there. Thank you.